Hello and welcome back to LiveText. In this short tutorial, I'll talk about sending portfolios for review. You'll tend to do this the most often when you want to get feedback from your professor, but it can also be really helpful if you're collaborating on a particular portfolio with another student, or if you just want to send it to someone to give them their feedback. The difference between sending for review that we talked about in an earlier portfolio, just using the share button, and if I look at a portfolio to illustrate that, we talked about the share button in an earlier tutorial. But the difference between share and send for review is in send for review, the recipient can actually add embedded comments, and this can be really helpful when you're trying to improve your product. So to send any portfolio to another LiveText user for their review and comments, as you can imagine, you click on the Send for Review button. What happens when you click on Send for Review should be familiar to you because it looks very much like the Share button pop-up that occurred when we used that function. Just as we did with Share, we're going to go ahead and browse for recipients for our particular portfolio. In this example, I'm going to go ahead and send this portfolio for review to the administrator of portfolios at Franklin. So I start typing in the name, and just as I did before when I was sharing a portfolio, it will look for a match for that particular set of characters. When I see it come up, I choose it, and then just as before, the second step is to actually click the button to submit for review. So when I click for review, I get a message saying that I've successfully sent this document to one user. Now, just as before, when we do send a portfolio for review or share a portfolio, the recipient gets no indication, no email, no flag that they actually have a portfolio for review in their inbox. So you do need to send an email to the recipient to remind them to look out for your portfolio. So what does that look like when you actually are a recipient of a portfolio that's now in your inbox for review? Well, just as you did when you shared a portfolio with another user, to retrieve a portfolio that's been sent to you for review, we'll go ahead and check our inbox. Now, instead of going to inbox when we have a portfolio that's been shared, and we were familiar with going to the inbox and clicking the date modified, and a portfolio that's been shared with us will appear here, in this particular instance, we need to actually go somewhere else. We're going to go to the Review tab. So to see the one I was just shared, I'm going to hop over to the other user to actually see what that portfolio looks like in the recipient's inbox. So I'm actually now in the administrator's user ID for LiveText, and I'm going to go ahead and check my Reviews tab to see a portfolio that has been shared with me. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and just refresh my inbox here so I can see the portfolio that's been sent to me. And I can go ahead and click on it, and I can see that this portfolio has been sent to me for my review. And again, I can see now that I can add comments, and I can type and click save, and those comments are now saved. I can click and add comments at the top level, and click save. And also in the middle of particular areas, I can go ahead and maybe there's a typo I need to indicate, and so on. So this is a great way of actually adding your feedback, and this is how you'll receive a lot of your feedback from your professor when you send a portfolio for review to him or her. Just remember that if you are sending comments to other people, you can go ahead and edit your comments by clicking on the little pencil. You can also minimize them so they don't look so obtrusive, and of course you can also delete them. So that's how you submit a portfolio for review. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you'll experiment with sending your own portfolios to your classmates for review before you actually send a portfolio for review to your professor.